Hello, Kill Count fans. We've got another battle report today. We're going back to 2 players before we dodge into a 6-player game. I want to show off some new character types that I've been exploring with the upgraded Ninja and the upgraded Omenseer. On the bottom left, we have our Ninja in the red outfit, and over here, our little Mind Flayer miniature is going to be the Omenseer today. So, we've got everything set up on the board. We're not going to talk too much about that beyond the usual descriptions. We have the following terrain features. There is no tall terrain on this board. So, what we see is what we get in terms of visibility. I am also going to be using the what we see is what we get in terms of the terrain features for the pieces like this barricade, where if I could draw a line of sight for visibility through any of these gaps, that's going to count. That means we might have a really tense game of dodging around that center pillar in this oil refinery space. We've got 1, 2, 3 equipment depots. We've got a charge terrain down here and a radiation up in the corner just on the other side of this big pump. With that, let's talk about the updated Ninja. So Ninja has 3 HP and defense 4. Their 2-power decoy dodge ability says if you are the target of an attack action, you may place a 1x1 decoy marker on the board at your location and move your model up to 3 inches in any direction. The decoy is the new target and has HP 2 and defense 3. Any excess damage is dealt to you. Now, I say that and then I realized these were supposed to be tall. I forgot. These were designated tall during setup. So these rubble piles, just like always, these scrap piles are tall terrain. So they are infinitely high block line of sight. My bad, forgot that. Okay, back to our Ninja. For Inescapable Assassin is your 4-power move for Ninja. As a move action, you teleport to a target you previously dealt damage since you last respawned. Our QC for the Ninja is you move 6 inches using decoy dodge, and our QP, that awesome passive we unlock, is Shadow Step. When you use decoy dodge, you can teleport to any active decoys on the board. I'm going to show you what one of those decoys looks like now. It looks like this, because it's a prototype piece. So we have 4 of those, and if I need more, we'll find out. We're going to set those down off the side here. Let's talk about our Omenseer, our new Omenseer. Our Omenseer has HP 3, defense 4. Their 2-power ability is still Divination. As an action, roll 2d6 and retain 1 result. Like that. You may use the retained result to replace one other roll you make until the start of your next turn. Our 4-power ability is Fated Response. On another player's turn, you may perform an action. Reduce your next turn starting action points, or AP, by 1. The Omenseer's QC is to retain divination results of 1 and 6. And our QP, when we do that, is that awesome passive of when you use divination, you may use the retained roll for any roll until the start of your next turn. Now, be clear, this is any one roll, not every single roll. If you use your roll for another model, reduce your next turn starting AP by 1. Okay, those are our characters. That's our terrain. Let's talk cards. To start our Ninja off, our Ninja has in their hand Agility for 2 power, Desync Error for 3 power, Targeting Array for 3 power, Displacement Field for 3 power, and Reroll for 1 power. We get to, as part of, before play begins, decide whether or not we're going to dust one of our cards and whether or not we're going to equip one of our cards. So, Displacement Field. You gain +2 defense while you have this card equipped if you are 6 inches or further away from the attacker. This could be nice for decoy dodge moving out of place. Targeting Array. You gain +2 to your attack while you have this card equipped if the visible target is 6 inches or further away. That feels even better. And then desync error, when a character kills you with an attack action, attack them back before dying if they are a visible target. I think we're going to discard to dust our displacement field. We've dusted that. And we're going to equip our targeting array and see if we can't build a bit of a long range sight angle for our ninja. And that means we're going to start play with 3 power up and our targeting array equipped. Let's look at our Omenseer's hand. Our Omenseer has the following cards in hand at the beginning of play, my bad. We have Ballistic Plating for 3 power. You gain +2 defense to your while you have this card equipped if you are within 6 inches of the attacker. Brutality for 2 power, which is you gain +1 to your damage while you have this card equipped. Change Terrain for 2 power. As a move action, select a visible terrain marker, roll 1d6 on a 5 up, change the effect of the marker to the terrain type of your preference. And that actually, the new wording for this would be the glitch type, because these are glitch markers now. And then we have a jump pack for 3 power, which is ignore terrain height when moving while equipped. This is great because you can move over tall terrain because it's infinitely high, and you ignore height. Glory for 1 power. Gain 2 power when this card is discarded instead of the normal 1 power. During scoring, if you have 2 of this card in your hand, you gain an additional 5 points. I think we're going to go ahead and discard the jump pack for 3 power, as exciting as it could be to just bounce over the terrain like that, and equip Ballistic Plating. You gain +2 to your defense while you have this card equipped if you are within 6 inches of the attacker. We want to get close. The ninja wants to get away. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and roll off. Silver and brown is going to be our Omenseer, and blue and gold is going to be our friend over here. All right, the Omenseer gets the higher roll, and the Omenseer is going to start the game. Cue that spicy fun music. Okay, I need to grab my ruler. But don't worry, it's a lot closer this time. Again, the handy-dandy, very shiny kids rule. Shiny. Anyways, our 6 inches movement is important. That's our speed at the moment. We have Ballistic Plating. We are going to spend 2 of our starting power to go down to 1 power. And at that point, we get to do Divination, where we roll these 2 dice, and we see what we get, and we retain one of them. We get a 2 and a 5. Let's retain the 5, which I'm going to mark with this dice so I don't forget. There we go. Now, that's 1 action. We have 2 more actions on our turn because we have 3 AP at the start of every turn. We're now at 2 AP. We can move and shoot if we want to, or attack. I think we're going to try and move not towards the radiation, but if we can stay outside of 3 inches of that, move this direction to there. Yeah, that works. Just about there. We can get a line of sight through there to them, but the ninja gets a cover bonus. So we are going to take the attack action, and we're going to probably use our retained 5. So the ninja has 4 defense at base. So when we do the attack action, let's start this. We are declaring an attack action. We have line of sight to the target. The target is partially visible because there is some cover. So the partial visibility means that they get a cover bonus of +1. So we're going to be needing to roll a d6. And we want our attack dice result to meet or beat the total defense that we're rolling into. So we are going to use the 5 that we retained versus the defense of 4 + 1 is 5. We meet it. We will be dealing 1 point of damage. However, for 2 power, the ninja is going to respond to that with a sneaky decoy dodge ability. And they are going to place a 1-inch marker and then move 3 inches in the direction of their choice. And I think they're going to want to move 3 inches towards that rubble pile here. Let's bring it back just a little bit. There we go. And now they have full cover. Now our decoy is going to take that damage. A decoy has 2 hit points and a defense of 3. So because we've retained the 5, defense of 3 plus 1 is 4, recalculated, we are now over their defense with our 5. We have exceeded, so we deal 2 damage, and the ninja's decoy poofs into the air and disappears, and the ninja actually takes no damage. That's going to be the Omenseer's turn. It is now the ninja's turn. The ninja, seeing how things are going, does a quick calculation here. We have 3 AP. We have an opportunity to maybe shoot through the underside of this oil rig because there is a way to draw line of sight. And we start with a reroll, agility, and a desync error. The desync error for 3 power is good if we want to increase our power at the moment and maybe confirm a kill. And the agility is great because that's going to keep our defense a little bit higher, and the reroll is always good to have in our back pocket. So let's go ahead. We have 1 power. Let's dust desync error for 3 power, going up to 4 power. We have 2 cards in hand. Now, before we use those, let's think real quick. We want at least 2 power to be able to do decoy dodge on our turn again. However, we need to do, let's see here. We will need to move 6 inches using decoy dodge as a way to unlock our quest passive shadow step. So we've moved 3 inches already. So if they get a successful attack, we could do it again. But we could move back onto 0.3 and then away. And I think that's what we're going to do for our first movement because we have 2 AP left. So let's go ahead and do that move. We're going to move the 3 inches onto the point, and then we're going to move right back to where we are. Actually, we can, I'm bumping this. We can move 2 inches to tap it, and that means we could even scooch 1 more inch this way by the end of that movement. So it's 2 inches from our original position to touch that equipment depot and draw a card, and we draw the card incomplete save. Roll the d6 at the end of your turn. On an unmodified result of 6, gain 1 power and draw a card. On an unmodified result of 1, everyone passes their hand to the next player in turn order. So we saw this in our 5-player battle report because the Pyro had it. So we're going to keep that in our hand for now. And now we have 1 AP left, and I don't know if we have line of sight. So let's see if we have line of sight to our target. We do not. There is a big stinking wall in the way, and so we don't have anything else we can really do except maybe equip a card. So let's go ahead and drop down from 4 power to 2 power to equip our agility, that defense card. So now we'll have targeting array and agility equipped to the ninja. Moving on to the next turn, we move back over to our Omenseer, and the Omenseer has 3 power, ballistic plating equipped. Has 1 power, ballistic plating equipped, and the following cards in hand. We have brutality, change terrain, and glory. So, change terrain will eventually be renamed to glitch modifier or change glitch because these are glitch markers now. Now, we could dust brutality and change terrain and glory and get 6 power. And in fact, let's go ahead and do that. That's going to bring us up to 7 power. As a reminder, the Omenseer is a power-hungry character. And we are going to move 1 inch towards this water, 3 inches up to the elevated platform, 2 inches up onto 2, just like so. Now we can see the ninja. We have that height, and we've been able to draw a card. We draw Stimulant. That's fantastic. Stimulant means that we can use this to heal ourselves 1 hit point. But we are going to keep that in hand for now. And we are going to take an attack action because we've dusted and we've moved for 2 AP combined. We have 1 AP left, and we don't want to equip a card and waste an attack opportunity when we're out in the open. We don't have the opportunity to use divination because that also is an action and would take an action point. So instead, we're going to roll the die and see what we get. We get a 5. Fantastic. We're going to get a 5, and we do not have any bonuses to our attack. The ninja, who is within 6 inches of us, gets an opportunity to reply. And I think the ninja will, because at the moment the ninja has defense 4, there's no cover bonus, so we would exceed and deal 2 damage to them. Instead, they are going to scooch. They're going to scooch 3 inches and unlock their quest. So they're going to use 2 power, and the ninja is going to go over here. And that is going to be our power for the ninja. They are going to place the ninja decoy where they were when they scooched. And I think we still hit the ninja decoy. So this is why I'm playtesting, to see how often are we killing the decoy if the decoy's defense is lower than the ninja. And it seems like possibly 100%. That's good to know. So the ninja decoy goes away, and we deal 2 damage to it. Now, the ninja's without power. We are out of AP. We're going to pass the turn to the ninja. On the ninja's turn, the ninja has incomplete save and reroll. Equipped is targeting array and agility. So as long as we are further than 6 inches, we get +2 to our attack. So what can we do to get 6 inches out? We could go to the edge of the board, all the way out here. And in fact, that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to do it like they do in the old war movies with the big stick poking it. Oh, sir, your missives, sir. News from the front. Anyways, park our little buddy over there. Then as a dust, we'll go ahead and get rid of incomplete save, bringing our power up to 4. Now we're going to go ahead and attack. When we attack, the Omenseer's cover, they have no cover. We have direct line of sight. They are out in the open. They have a base defensive 4, so we need a 4 or greater on our... No, we need a 2 or greater on this d6. And we get a 2 exactly. So we're going to deal 1 point of damage to the Omenseer, bringing them down to 2 hit points. Now, we pass our turn, I think, because we've moved, we've dusted, and we've attacked. Perfect. We pass our turn. It is now the Omenseer's turn. There's a bit of a problem going on in how the ninja works right now. And we're going to pause play to think about it for a second. So, if every time the ninja is attacked, they use 2 power, and instead the decoy is destroyed, because if you would meet the defense of the ninja, you would exceed the base defense of the decoy. So you will destroy the decoy because it has 2 hit points. So that means for 2 power, the ninja can never be hit. Huh. That's... But they need to be able to use the 2 power to do that. And that means if I want to fight a ninja, I need to have a high damage build. So the Omenseer is going to need to seek out lots of high damage cards very quickly. Or is going to need to have alternative ways of killing the ninja with glitches, because glitches are not something that the ninja can decoy dodge away from because they're not attack actions. Interesting. Okay, we're going to resume play with having thought that out a little bit. And it is the Omenseer's turn. The Omenseer has thought about this. We have a stimulant in hand, 7 power, and 2 hit points. We're going to go down to... Nope, we're going to stay at 2 hit points. We are going to move to the radiation, and then we're going to move towards them to try and get a radiation proc on them. So we're going to move the inch or so we need to get into the radiation zone. And then we're going to move the 5 inches to get really close to the ninja. Just like that. Just like that. So now, also, that means our ballistic plating is active, so we have a higher defense. Because now I think what we're going to want to do. So, yes, this is working. This is cooking. Let's roll for radiation. We have a radiation marker for both of these buddies. All right, because they're both going to be radiated, just like that. Cool. We've got radiation for our Omenseer. Wait, that would be the ninja because we used the blue one. Sorry about that. We're going to go down. So 4 is divided by 2 is 2. And then radiation for our Omenseer that went off the table. We're going to use a different die. Is a 3. Divided by 2 is 1.5. Rounded up is 2. So they're both irradiated for 2 turns. And if the ninja dies from radiation, the Omenseer gets a kill point. It doesn't count towards scoring, but it does count. I mean, it doesn't count towards our kill count, but it does count in scoring. So that's good. That'll be 5 points if they die. Now, that's our movement. We are now going to attack because we want to keep them losing out. Actually, you know what? No, we are now going to move 6 inches. Now, we should stay close. We should stay close. We're going to attack. And the reason why I'm talking this out is we should spend 2 power to use divination and then attack. That's what we should do. Let's use divination for 2 power. We get a 4 and a 1. We're going to retain the 1. And that sounds silly until I say, remember, we have a quest. We have a quest criteria. Except for one problem. We are irradiated. And we just rolled a 1. So we die. And we lose our ballistic plating. No kills are given, but we've cleansed our radiation by dying, which is maybe a weird way to say it. But the point is, we are no longer glitched out. That's our turn, though. We go down to 5 power. That is how radiation works. Sometimes you just roll a 1, you get excited. But we did retain the 1, which means we're halfway to our quest being complete as the Omenseer. Oh, boy. Also, so yes, the ninja has interesting. Okay. The ninja will never be able to use their passive because all of their decoy dodges will be destroyed. Yeah, that's a thought too. Anyways, it's the ninja's turn. So I like the idea of using the decoy. I think we're gonna need to adjust exactly how the decoy works so it sticks around. Maybe it exists for a number of turns. That might be really interesting too. If you have a decoy, it exists for a number of turns. I like that. That might be what we do. Okay. Anyways, it is going to be the ninja's turn. The ninja is going to move the however many inches it takes to get back onto an equipment depot. I think we're going to move onto 3. So that is going to be about 12 inches to get to 3. And that is going to be our turn. We're going to get a card from that, which is brutality. Because we've moved for 1 AP, and then the second time we go to move, it's going to cost 2 AP. And our radiation goes down to 1. So we have 1 more turn remaining on radiation. Okay. It is now the Omenseer's turn. The Omenseer gains 2 cards at the start of coming back in. We gain Cheat Code for 3 power and Targeting Array for 3 power. Oh, that's interesting. We could also play a long game with Targeting Array, and with Cheat Code, we could take a kill from the kill with close kills. We could take a kill, but we don't have any kills on the board. So we're going to go ahead and put those in hand. And let's see what else we got in hand. Is that 1 stimulant? Okay. So we're at 3 hit points, 5 power. Let's go ahead and step in on 2 like this. Let's go ahead and dust our Cheat Code for 3. Equip our... Nope. And then Divination for 2 power. So we're going to have a net of 6 power because we had 5 plus 3 is 8 minus 2 is 6. That is going to get us a 4 or a 3. We're going to take the 4. And then we are going to move in. We could move. Yeah, then we're going to move 6 inches here into the charge. And we're going to use that 4. We're going to use the 4 that we retained to be our roll for charge. And then at the end of our turn, because that is a dust, a divination, and a move, at the end of our turn, that 4 is going to tick down to 3. So this is going to be great. We're going to be able to stick charge on our ninja, maybe. Now, we are out in the open, and the ninja, it is their last turn with radiation. They have a reroll, and they have brutality. They also have in hand, targeting array and agility are equipped. So let's go ahead and move. You know what? Let's go ahead and just attack. I think it could be fun to just attack. So let's do it. We're going to roll d6. We're going to attack. We get a 6. Okay. That is going to be 2 damage because the Omenseer has a defense of 4 and no cover bonus. So they're going to go directly down to 1. And you know what? We're going to be spicy. We're going to do it again because that was 1 power and we're going to do it again. That's out of the box. We don't count the things that go out of the box. We get a 5. That is also going to hit. So the ninja is going to get a kill. Omenseer is taken out of the game again, and the charge goes away. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. And that's going to be 1 kill counting towards our ninja's kill count. 1 kill. Plop. Okay. That is the ninja's turn. Completely. They're done. Omenseer. Let's try that again? Question mark? So there were no cards equipped to the Omenseer because we didn't equip any. So the ninja didn't get any of our cards. But we do get 2 cards when we respawn as the Omenseer. And we get New Game Plus and 360 No Scope. Yay! We are going to use that because that is all we're going to do now. We're going to just sit there. 360 No Scope for 4 power, going down to 2. And then we are going to dust our whole hand for 8 power. Gets us up to 10 power. We have 1 action left. 1 AP left. We are going to 360 No Scope. If we get a 6, we kill the ninja. We get a... we get a 1, folks. We get a 1. Okay, so that did not happen. All right, that's our turn. It is now the ninja's turn, but we do have the 360 No Scope equipped. I hope we don't lose it. I hope we don't lose it. I hope we don't lose the ninja. Would have lost their radiation at the end of their turn. They lost that. Okay. The ninja has a brutality and reroll in hand, 4 power, 3 hit points, and targeting array and agility equipped. They have also unlocked their QP. Not that it matters because the current design, it doesn't work. So, let's see here. They're gonna. Honestly, they could just attack again. So they're going to attack 2 times. Let's roll both of these dice. And that's going to be their turn. A 1 and a 5. The 5 is going to hit. And the ninja goes back down. I mean, the Omenseer goes back down to 1 hit point. This is punishing for the Omenseer. Okay. Then the next turn is going to be the Omenseer, who is going to move, take a shot. Gets a 3. And that was a shot with the 360 No Scope. So nothing happened. And then they're going to move 6 inches away. We're going to flee over that way. We have no cards in hand because we discarded all of them last turn. We are going to roll divination and go down to 8 points. And then if they come into line of sight, we will use 4 to do Fated Response. We roll double 5s, so we'll take the 5, and we'll retain that. And if they come into line of sight, we will use 4 power to take our Fated Response and attack them. Now, the ninja, seeing that we have good dice, knowing what the character does, we have brutality and we have reroll. This is interesting. Okay. At this point, let's dust those. That's a total of 3 power. We go up to 7. We are going to do something very fun. We are now going to drop down to 3 power. and attack. I'm going to drop down to 3 power and attack. Yeah, we're going to use drop down to 3 power. So spending 4 power to use Inescapable Assassin to teleport as a move action to a target we previously dealt damage since we last respawned. And I guess that means in touching base range, there's nothing there that tells me what that is. So this is, again, another like, what does this mean? Can I teleport to here? Can I teleport to here? It doesn't say in these rules. So I'm going to have to change that. I mean like this. The idea is you get within a certain range. Because otherwise we could just teleport to there. We could teleport to wherever we want. So we're going to teleport and just touch them for now. And we'll think about the specifics of that rule later. Okay. Oh boy. Ninja is not working appropriately. Ninja does not work. Anyways, the Omenseer is going to go down to 4. And we're going to retain that 5. And we're going to hit him, which is going to deal damage. Because on another player's turn, you may perform 1 action. Reduce your next turn's turn by 2 AP. Next turn... Omenseer, faded response. On another player's turn, you may perform an action. Reduce your next turn starting AP by 1. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so we are going to use 360. No, we don't want to use 360 no scope because we'd miss. So we're going to use the 5 to hit. The 5 hits. They're going to use decoy dodge to go down to 1, which is going to kill the decoy, but give them a free 3-inch move. And they're going to move on to this point to draw a card. And they get proc error. Wow, okay. Now, it is the rest of the ninja's turn. Interesting. We've already dusted for 3 power, and then we moved using Inescapable Assassin, and then in response, the Omenseer attacked us with Fated Response, and then with when they hit, we used our decoy dodge to evade it. But now, with proc error, I don't know. We don't want to use that. Now we have an attack action. Let's do that. Let's do our attack action. That's a 3. 3 misses. 3 misses. Okay, it is now the Omenseer's turn, but we're going to cut it here because I have been able to show myself within 30 minutes that the ninja is broken. It does not work. And that the Omenseer feels a lot better. So the Omenseer, let's talk about what's working, what's not working for the Omenseer. Which, by the way, gotta love like some of the older minis, how they have like these really interesting little details. But then, also some older minis are, they do not pass the 2023 vibe check. But, okay. Omenseer, what's working? I'm really liking how divination feels like a necessary part of their kit, and it is an expensive part of their kit, but they're allowed to do so much on other people's turns. I loved how we were able to use the Fated Response when the ninja teleported in and try and take a crack at them. I also love how the Omenseer feels to move around on the board because they do feel slower. They are not a high movement character in terms of they don't have anything in their kit that's saying, hey, you get free movement, versus like the ninja or the berserker or the soldier. They are definitely not like that. And then I'm liking the random aspect of their divination still. But then I just want to see what it's like when they pop off and unlock their QP, because I think that's really going to show me what that character can do. But yeah, being able to use the Fated Response for 4 power felt not busted at all. And being able to make that decision of, hey, I've retained a dice value. Like if I'd been able to retain a 6, that'd be great, because then I could use 360 no scope as an attack action, use the 6 that I retained, unlock my quest criteria right then and there, and yeah, just start blasting. Okay, what's working with the ninja? The ninja's movement feels fantastic. I love the idea of getting 3 inches to bounce around the board as a response to people attacking. I think it is too good at the moment to take no damage because there's no risk at all involved. It's just 2 power. So I think what it's going to be is it's a damage reduction, and you're going to have like a marker, like the decoy marker, where you can teleport back. But I don't think the decoy is going to be a, like, it has hit points and damage type decoy. I think it's going to have a tick timer, maybe a D3 rounds. So the ninja gets to bounce around on their decoys while they still have timers on them. I think that'll be more fun. I think that will be more interesting to play around with movement shenanigans. And it will limit the number of decoys that the ninja is going to want to put on the board, because if they're still taking a minimum of 1 damage, then it's not, yeah, because I think I want to bring back the you take 1 damage, because otherwise it's not possible to hurt the ninja ever. Because they just keep 2 power. They'll just make sure that they have 2 power. It's really that simple. Yeah. Okay. That's, I think, enough risk reward for that, is that they take 1 damage, but they also get the decoy out of it. So it's in some movement. So for stronger attacks is going to be a better use of their time. And if they're going to die either way, they're probably not going to place a decoy marker. So you'll probably get 2 on the board per life. And if it's D3 rounds and characters die every 2 to 3 rounds, that feels good. So I'm excited to have been able to demonstrate a little bit of game design on the fly, as well as where things are at with the Omenseer and exploring what works and what doesn't. This is really what the game design process often looks like. Is I write something, I talk about it in a devlog, I think about it for a little while, I get your feedback on it, and then I play it, and we start seeing actually on the board what it's like. Because it's one thing to theory craft it, and it's another thing to actually see it in practice. So with that, thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure getting to show you a little bit more of kill count, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Toodles.